Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
Dog Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, the cook stove is in, the stovepipe is up, and the new Pine Ridge Bakery, located in the Jot 'em Down store, is definitely underway. Lum, self-appointed head chef, has already started inventing new bakery products, much to the distress of Abner, who has been given the job of tasting these new products. As we look in on the little community, it's early morning, and we find Lum at the cook stove. Grandpappy Spears is still studying the almanac, and Abner has just entered the store. Listen.
Yeah, good morning, Abner.
Morning.
You don't look so surprised. It's just me.
Well, what in the world are you doing down here at the store this early, Lum?
Well, I've been here ever since 5 o'clock this morning.
5 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
Toby, you ain't got that insomnia's back again, have you?
No, of course not. I just have to get down early in the morning to do the baking for the bakery.
Oh.
That's the way the whole big importance chef does.
Well, I do know. 5 o'clock. Ain't it awful lonesome down here that time of the day?
No, I was so busy mixing up bread and stuff, I never even noticed it. Besides, Grandpap showed up about 5:30. He's sitting over there.
Well, I do know. 5:30. I know that that's the earliest he's made it yet, you know it. Look at him, sitting over there studying that almanac like his life depended on it.
Yeah, he said he had to get in a couple of extra hours this morning because he had to knock off early this afternoon and take Aunt Charity to some committee meeting at the church.
Well, he acts like somebody hired him to read that thing, you know it. Yeah, morning, Grandpap.
Oh, he won't listen to you.
I said good morning, Grandpap.
Huh?
I just said good morning to you.
Hello, Abner. Glad to see you. You're just in time.
Just in time for what?
Listen to this. The lifespan of the rhinoceros is 40 to 50 years.
The rhinoceros?
Yes, sir. According to the almanac.
Well, I don't care how old a rhinoceros gets. He can get 150-year-old if he wants to.
150? No, you're wrong there, Abner. That's the elephant you're thinking about. Yeah, here it is right here. The elephant has a lifespan of 150 to 200 years. You just got them mixed up there.
I ain't mixed up on nothing.
Yes, you did. According to the almanac, the rhinoceros is only about, 40 to 50 years.
Well, maybe he just happens to be younger than the elephant. Give him time. He'll get as old as the elephant. Does it say in there how old a rhinoceros' papa is?
Abner, don't encourage him.
Huh?
If I hear Grandpap say according to the almanac one more time, I'm going stark raving mad crazy.
Well, he said that the
I don't
rhinoceros...
care what he said. Come over here and try this new bread I baked this morning.
New bread?
Yeah, it's a sort of an extra special.
Oh, well, Lum, I ain't a bit hungry. I just had a big breakfast.
Well, you can eat one little slice of it.
Well, I had an awful big breakfast, Lum. More likely I won't be able to eat a thing all day.
Now, wait a minute, Abner. You ought to try this bread. Just one slice. You'll enjoy it. I know you will. It's prune bread.
Prune bread?
Yes, sir. Prune bread a la Edwards.
Uh-oh.
Got the idea for it from one of them receipts in the book there. Antoine's bread a la raisin. No, raisin bread a la Antoine, I believe he called it.
It was, huh?
Yeah, I wanted something bigger than raisin, so I put prunes in mine.
Yeah, well, Lum, I'd love to try it the worst way, but, prune bread is just one thing I never did like. Even when I was a young'un, I never liked prune bread. Besides, I never heard of it before.
Well, of course you never heard of it. That's why I'm making it. I'll never get to be a famous chef making stuff folks has already heard of.
Well, don't forget, though, you gotta make stuff so folks can eat it, too, Lum.
This prune bread's the best thing I've ever baked yet. Now, come on, try it, Abner.
No, sir, I ain't gonna do it.
One, do goodness. A fine partner you turned out to be. Here I get up in the middle of the night to come down to the store and slave over a hot oven so as we can have a bakery, and you won't even taste the stuff.
Well, Lum, I'll get down here in the middle of the night. I'll clean the stove, polish it, sweep out the bakery, make all the delivers, anything else, but you're going to have to get somebody else now to be the fella that tries out this stuff you bake.
Fine cooperation I get around here.
Well, Lum, I tried eating the stuff you made yesterday, and I couldn't hardly get to sleep last night.
Sassafras.
Well, it's the truth. You can just call up Elizabeth.
All right. Just forget it. We'll close up the bakery. Can't run one if we ain't got men to do the jobs.
Wait a minute. I'll tell you what we can do. Let's get Grandpap to try it.
Grandpap?
Why, sure. Maybe that'll make him get out of here.
Oh, no. Grandpap's too old and frail to take a chance on eating this herb. That is... Well, Grandpap ain't a partner in the bakery, so that lets him out right there.
Well, why don't you eat it then?
Huh?
I'll eat half of it if you'll eat the other half.
Well, I would, Abner, but... Well, chef can't sample his own bacon. It's against the rules, I think.
What rules?
Why, well, not exactly rules, but natural. I'm going to like it if I baked it myself.
I ain't going to eat it unless you do, Lum.
Are you just going to stand there and argue with me all day?
You're afraid to eat it. That's the whole trouble with you.
Who's afraid?
You are.
I'll show you. Here. I'll divide this half in two. We'll both eat it.
All right. Here, just give me my hand. Well, don't keep such a little bitty piece for yourself.
Well, I'm just being polite.
Oh.
Go ahead and try.
Well.
Sort of different tasting, ain't it?
Well, it's different than anything I ever had, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Are you sure this is the right way to make prune bread?
Of course it is. According to the almanac, or cookbook, Grandpap's got me to saying that now.
Well, this stuff tastes sort of like coal oil to me.
Well, naturally, it's got coal oil in it.
Coal oil in bread?
Why, sure. The receipt called for melted lard or oil. I didn't have no lard, so I used oil.
Oh!
What's the matter?
Oh, my tooth. I ruined it. Yes, sir. What you got in this thing here, rocks?
Of course not. Nothing in there except prunes.
Ain't doggies, I bit down on something.
Wait a minute. I know what it was. Granny, I wonder if I would have took the seeds out of them prunes before I put them in the bread. After this, when you come to a prune, you better eat around it, sort of.
One, two, goodness. I don't much believe I'll eat any more, Lum. I believe I'm getting kind of full.
Oh, that little bitty bread you had. Don't be silly. Here, have another slice.
No, I just don't believe I care for any more.
Better eat some more. I'm going to put it up in a minute.
Well, you just go ahead and put it up, Lum, for... Well, how do you feel, Lum?
How do I feel?
Yeah, sort of funny-like, sort of jumpy in the stomach.
Yeah, and sort of dizzy feeling in the head, spots in front of the eyes.
Is that how you feel, too?
Oh, of course not. I'm talking about you.
Huh?
Get busy and finish up that bread. It's good. Fact is, I think we'll have a big sale on it.
Lum, I don't much think I can eat no more of it.
Well, all right, don't then.
Well, I don't go away mad, Lum.
I ain't mad. I'm just going out in the feed room and get some more flour.
Oh, my.
I'll bake up a whole lot more prune bread for the big sale. I'll be right back.
The big sale, well... Hey, Grandpap. Grandpap.
Huh?
Don't so loud. I don't want Lum to hear this. I want to ask you something before he gets back.
Yeah. Ask me anything. Got all the answers right here in the almanac.
No, not that, Grandpap. I believe I'm going to have to go home, Grandpap. I'm just sick as a horse.
Sick?
Oh, my goodness, yes. No telling what old Lum's put in that dead blame prune bread there. He ain't satisfied to follow the receipt. He has to put in a lot of extra junk that he makes up out of his own head.
Well,
say that's the way to get famous. As far as I can see, it's just a good way to get sick.
Sick, huh? I was just reading here, Abner. According to the almanac, in Crawford Notch, New Hampshire...
Well, Grandpap, I ain't interested in that. Just tell Lum when he gets back that I had to go over to the place. Tell him I got an important telephone call.
All right, I'll tell him. But listen here, in Crawford Notch, New Hampshire...
Grandpap, you can just tell that to Lum, too. I got to get out of here, Grandpap. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, all right, Abner. Acting curious. Hey, Lum. Lum, come out here. I want to tell you something. Coming right in, Grandpap. What was it? It's about Crawford Notch, New Hampshire. Oh, all right, go ahead. Wait a minute, where's Abner? Oh, he got a call. Important call, and had to go to the place. He did, huh? Did he say how long he's going to be gone? No, he never. All day, though, I reckon. Well, look, Grandpap. You watch the store. I think I'll go over home myself and lay down for a little while. Lay down? Yeah. Don't tell Abner when he comes back, but I don't feel very good. Tell him I had to go into the county seat on business. Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
Hi, Doggy's Lum. I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, the Pine Ridge Bakery is doing business, but Lum's first new product, Prune bread, didn't turn out so well. The only thing that can be said in its favor is that it drove Grandpappy Spears in the almanac out of the Jot 'em Down store and sent him home to bed. As we look in on the little community today, we find Abner in the store, library, and bakery, and Cedric has just entered. Listen.
Well, hello, Cedric.
Hello, Mr. Abner.
Come on in.
Well, whereabouts is Mr. Lum at?
Oh, well, he went into the county seat, had some business to do in there. Ought to be back pretty soon, though. What'd you want to see him about?
Well, I never wanted to see him. I just hoping he'd gone so you could read me another one of them stories you got in the library over there.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, Cedric. I can't read you nothing today. I'm too busy.
I'd like to hear that one about Pinky Winky the rabbit.
Well, some other time, Cedric.
Old Pinky Winky wanted to swim underwater like a goldfish, didn't he?
Yeah.
So me and Freddie Fox put up a sign, swimming instructor, and then when Pinky come over there, the fox jumped at him and hit his head on the sign and fell in the creek and drowned. You recollect that story, Mr. Abner?
Why, of course I do.
How does it go?
How does it go? Well, you just now told me the whole thing.
Yes, sir, but I want to hear you tell it again. I just love the way you tell it.
Oh, Cedric. Well, you have to stop bothering me today. I just got too much work to do. Got to run the store here, and the library, and the bakery, and 100 other things.
Why don't Mr. Lum stay here and help you some?
Oh, he thinks he's got to go into the county seat and get orders for bread and cakes and stuff.
The county seat?
Yeah, he's got it in his head now, Cedric, that he wants to run a bakery wagon clean from here to the county seat.
Bakery wagon?
Yeah. He ain't baked up a thing yet that's fit to eat, but still he wants to sell the dad-blame stuff all over the country.
We got some of that prune bread he made yesterday.
I'd rather you wouldn't even mention that, Cedric.
Mom and Papa both got some of it, and they got sick eating it.
I ain't surprised.
So I give it to my dog, and he got sick, too.
Well?
Just sat there and whined all night long.
He did, huh?
Yes, but I sort of liked it myself. You got any more of it around here?
Any more? Of course not. I throwed every bit of that away. And as long as I live, I hope I never come face to face with another piece of that tarnation stuff. Makes me shudder to think about it.
What happens in that story about Pinky?
Just a minute, Cedric. I believe that was our ring.
Yes, sir. Telephone.
I'll get it. Hello. Jot 'em Down store and library and bakery and stuff. Abner Peabody doing the talking. Huh? Oh, it's you again, Grandpap. Well, what do you want this time?
Whether I like Pinky Winky or Little Face of it.
Uh-huh.
Or the mole.
Uh-huh.
Or oily.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting, Grandpap.
That's the strongest.
All right. All right. Goodbye. Dog it, I don't care if they did.
Did what, Mr. Abner?
Why, Roanoke College beat William and Mary 13-0 in a football game in 1936.
They did?
According to the almanac. Or, at least that's what Grandpap said.
William and Mary?
Yeah.
William and Mary who?
I don't know, Cedric. He didn't say what their last names was. Don't seem right, though, for a girl to be out there playing football. That's too rough a game for them.
Yes, I know a Mary Newton over south of Odin. She's big enough to play football. Reckon it's her?
Well, it might be. I don't know.
She won the weightlifting contest at the county fair last year.
She did?
Yes, Mom.
Well.
Oh, she's awful big. You know them things where they take a big sledgehammer and hit it with it, and it makes a little orange something run up a pole and hit a bell?
Yeah.
She done that.
Well?
She rung the bell, and they give her a cigar for it.
A cigar?
Yes, sir.
Why, she don't smoke cigars, does she?
She smoked that one.
Well, I do know. Well, I wish that Grandpap would stop calling up here every few minutes. He just got to... wait a minute, there comes Lum.
Mom?
Lum coming up out there. Back from the county seat already.
Must be.
Yeah. Well, I hope he made a success of himself at selling that stuff. Well, howdy, Lum.
Yeah, gentlemen.
Did you get any orders for bread and stuff?
Well, I can't exactly say yet. Oh, hello, Cedric.
Howdy, Mr. Lum. Did you know Mary Newton was on the football team, Mr. Lum?
Football team?
Yes, sir. According to the almanac.
Don't pay no attention to that, Lum. Grandpap just called up again to tell us something else that he read in that dad-blame book.
For goodness sakes, is he still calling up?
Yeah.
I thought we got shut of him when we give him the almanac and let him take it home.
I did, too.
Thought he was sick today anyway.
He is. But he keeps getting out of bed and goes clean downstairs to the phone every time he finds something he thinks is interesting.
Well, I do know. My granny, he's going to read a hole right through that book.
I wish he would, so as he'd have to quit reading the thing.
Yeah, he's a nuisance.
Oh, my. Did you get any bakery orders?
Well, no, I didn't exactly get any, but there was one feller there that runs a grocery store said that he'd think it over and call us more than likely.
He'd think it over?
Yeah.
Well, I don't like the sound of that very well.
Don't like the sound of it?
Why, no, that's what we always tell a drummer when we don't want to buy something.
Yeah, but this was different. I could tell he was sure enough interested, Abner. It was the Hudson Brothers who it was. Biggest store on the south side of town.
Yeah.
In fact, it's the only store over there.
Yeah, I believe it is.
He
Yeah.
said his brother sort of looked after that end of the buying, and he'd talk to him quick as he got in.
Well.
He'd talk it over. Fact is, I figured he might have already called by the time I got out here.
No, I ain't heard a thing from him.
Well, I reckon his brother ain't came in yet. I give him a sample of that prune bread, and he ate it. Or ate part of it, anyway. Said he weren't much hungry, he didn't believe.
Uh-oh.
What do you mean, uh-oh?
Why? Well, just plain uh-oh, I reckon. Uh-oh, that's the reason he never called. If he done any calling at all, he more than likely called a doctor.
Granny, you just wait and see. I bound you he'll order 40 or 50 loaves at a time. That's a big store.
Oh, yeah, it's a big store, all right.
Oh, my, yeah. You just ought to have seen the business they was doing this morning.
Well...
They do so much business, they have to advertise.
They do?
Yes, sir. Granny, that's what we ought to do, too, you know it? Put an ad right there in the county seat paper.
Well, folks ain't going to walk all the way to Pine Ridge to buy a loaf of bread, Lum.
Well, they got cars, ain't they?
Well, nobody ain't going to drive 44 miles to buy a loaf of bread, neither.
22 miles is all it is out here.
Well, they got to get back, ain't they?
Yeah, that's right, ain't it?
Why, sure.
Well, they can buy more than one loaf at a time. Load their whole car up while they're here.
Well, folks don't want to buy that much bread at a time. It'd get stale.
Well, that ain't our worry. That's their business. Maybe they like stale bread. I don't know.
Oh, nobody don't like stale bread.
Well, how do you know? Granny, you've got to where you're the biggest know-it-all here lately I ever seen in my life.
Wait a minute. That's our ring, I believe. I'll get it.
Granny, that's more like one of the Hudson brothers calling right now.
Yeah.
Go ahead and answer it, Abner.
Yeah.
Tell him you're my secretary. That'll make a big impression on him.
Hello, Jot Down Store, Library, and Pine Ridge Bakery.
That's right. Give it all to him.
Oh, yeah. How many? 160.
For the land's sake, Cedric, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Ordering 160 loaves.
Well, I do know.
160 loaves, huh? Yeah, ain't that what he said, Abner?
Well, just a minute. Hold up on. What'd you say, Long?
Ain't that what he said, 160?
Yeah, that's right.
That's what I thought you said.
Hello? Excuse me, Lum was hollering at me. Uh-huh.
My granny's run back there in the feed room and bring up 3 or 4 sacks of flour, Cedric.
Uh-huh.
We're in the bakery business right now.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Ordering some pies and cakes, too, I reckon.
Why, sure, we'll deliver it this afternoon.
Bakery's just upset.
All right, much obliged. Goodbye.
Now, Granny, come on, Abner. You got to help me.
Huh?
Get a bunch of that yeast over there and put it in this wash tub.
Yeast?
Yeah, and then get some salt. Better bring in 2 or 3 buckets of water, too.
Yeah, well, what are we doing, Long?
We're mixing up dough. What do you think we're doing?
Oh.
Here's the flour, Mr. Long.
Good.
Well, open up 2 or 3 sacks of it and put it in that tub, Cedric. Hurry up, Abner. We got to work fast
Yeah,
here.
well, who we making all this bread for in such a rush?
That's the time, Cedric. Now pour that bucket of water there in the tub.
Long, who we making all this for in such a rush?
Why, the fella you just spoke to on the phone.
On the phone?
Why, sure, he ordered 160 loaves, didn't he?
Why, no, that was Grandpappy Spears. He just wanted to tell me that there was 160 farms in Hamilton County, New York in 1930, and wanted us to deliver 2 cans of smoking tobacco over to him this afternoon.
Well, I'll be dead blamed. Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I doggies, Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, the head chef of the Pine Ridge Bakery, Mr. Lum Edwards, was pretty discouraged over not securing any orders for his bakery products during his trip to the county seat. But it's a safe bet that he picked up a few other ideas for the bakery on that journey. As we look into our little community today, we find Lum and Abner in the Jot 'em Down store, library, and bakery, while Grandpappy, fully recovered from prune bread, is back at his post, almanac in hand. Listen.
Oh, sir, it's what kind of an impression you make on people that's what counts, Abner.
Does, huh?
If we're going to make a success out of this bakery, we got to have a deliver truck. That's all there are to it. Got to have one.
Well, Lum, we ain't got nothing to deliver in a truck. You ain't baked up nothing yet that we can actually sell to folks.
Well, I've been sort of holding myself back. No use baking a lot of stuff if you don't have no way to deliver. But as soon as we get this little red truck...
what little red truck? I say, have you gone and bought a truck?
Well, no, I ain't actual bought one, but I did see one in there at the county seat the other day. Prettiest thing you ever seen. Red wheel, or used to be red anyway. Back end's got drawers for donuts and biscuits and trays for bread and all that stuff.
Well, now, wait a minute, Lum. We can't afford no deliver truck.
Well, that's the best part about it. The feller there at the used car lot said he'd let us have it for just $360.
$360?
Yes, sir. Now, we got plenty of money in the bank and that joint checking account to pay for it. Fact is, I've already made out the check and signed it. All you got to do is just put your signature on it, too. And the truck's just as good as ours. Here, put your name right under mine there.
Well, now, wait just a minute now, Lum. I'd rather we thought this thing over first.
I've done thought it over first. Well, here's an indelible pencil you can use.
Well, now, wait a minute, Lum. I ain't going to sign that thing.
Why not?
Why, it's just a waste of money. Now, if you'd have made a success out of yourself as a chef, why, it'd be different. But you know dad blame well that your baking ain't fit to be had.
Well, natural, a feller makes a few little bitty mistakes when he's learning a new business this way, but that's all past now. The whole trouble was that green wood I was using.
Green wood? Is that what you put in that prune bread?
Of course not. I mean the wood I was using in the stove. Couldn't get a hot enough fire with that green stuff. But I got some good dry wood now. It's going to make a heap of difference. You just wait and see.
Well, Lum, I don't think the fire'll make no difference. No, I'd just rather not sign that check, Lum.
Won't sign it, huh?
No, sir. Now, if you was to build up the bakery business to where we had so many orders...
Never mind. We won't get the truck. No use arguing. You're more than likely right anyway.
Well, now, wait a minute now. Don't go away mad, Lum. We can talk this over now.
I ain't mad. I'm just going over to Dick Huddleston's store. He's got some special pans over there for baking angel food cake. Got holes in the middle of them.
Holes in them? Well, you don't need to get second-hand pans, Lum. Just 'cause I said we couldn't afford a truck, that don't mean we can't...
These ain't second-hand. They're new ones. I'll be back directly.
Well, now, don't get them with the holes in them. Doggies, I know I hurt his feelings. You think I done right, Grandpap?
Huh?
Ain't no one thing I'd hate worse than going again, Lum, on something like this, but I just know we never would have no use for that truck.
Huh?
I know so is the world why he wants to get it. Just so he can paint his name on the side of it. He'd put Pine Ridge Bakery in little bitty letters, and then he'd print Lum Edwards Chef in letters so big you could see 'em for 10 miles.
And here's an interesting item, Abner. Upper Sandusky, Ohio increased...
Grandpap, are you listening to me?
Of course I am. Upper Sandusky, Ohio increased its population by 181 people from 1920 to 1930, according to the almanac.
Grandpap, you ain't heard a word I said. I asked you if you thought I done the right thing.
I don't know, Abner. I've heard everything you said. What's your trouble now? Has Lum been making some more prune bread?
No, it's worse than that. He wants to buy a delivery truck for the bakery. Had this here check all made out for me to sign everything. And I reckon might not broke his heart when I wouldn't do it, but I just had to say no.
Oh, you done right, Abner. You done right. That Lum's got to be unencouraged out of this bakery business. Half the folks in this town's ailing from eating some of that stuff he's been a-cooking.
Yeah, but you can't make Lum understand that, though. He keeps right on cooking stuff all the time. Gets down here at 5 o'clock in the morning and slaves over a hot stove, as he calls it. Just look at them 2 cakes he's got setting over there. More than likely spent the whole night baking them.
Yeah, them looks pretty good, though, Abner.
Oh, yeah, they look good all right, but no telling what he's put into them. And you couldn't cut one of them with nothing short of an axe. Just go over there and try to stick that knife into one of them.
Yeah. Reckon it'll break the knife?
Well, don't try it too hard now.
Wait a minute, there's something wrong here, Abner. This cake's soft as a feather bed.
Huh? Well, he must not have baked it yet, then.
Well, I'll be dog. Looks pretty good, Abner. Think I'll just try a piece of it.
Wait a minute. Now, don't do that, Grandpap. You'll get sick again. Just show the world. Don't forget what that prune bread done to you now.
Wait a minute. This is the best cake I ever had, Abner. Here, try a piece of it.
Well, don't it make you dizzy or nothing?
No, sir. It's awful good.
Let me see it. Here.
I've always said there ain't no one human can stand up to Aunt Charity when it comes to baking cakes, but I'll put Lum up against every woman in this town.
My doggies, this is good. Here. Cut a piece out of that other one over there, Grandpap. That one with the coconut on the top. Yes, sir, this one here must be an accident.
Well, it cuts easy, too, Abner. It's nice and light.
It does?
Yeah, try a piece of it.
Let's see. Well, doggies, I believe I like this one better than the other.
Swan, that Lum's a genius. A genius, if ever I seen one.
Yes, sir, you're right. And I done him a bad turn, too, Grandpap. If he can bake cakes like this, we're going to need 2 delivery trucks to handle all the business. Dad, blame it now. We started listening to him.
Yeah, try another piece, Abner.
Yeah. Cut a big one there. Don't be so stingy. Doggies, he must have been right about that green wood. Whatever wood he's using now sure makes a heap of difference. I wish I knowed some way of getting that truck out here for him.
Yeah, you ought to have it, Abner.
Just prize him with it.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Why don't you get Cedric to go into the county seat after it?
Cedric?
Yeah, ain't that him going by the store out there?
Doggies, it is. That's a good idea, Grandpa. Wait a minute. Hey, Cedric! Cedric! Come on in here. Doggies, let me try that.
That's awful good.
Yeah.
Mom?
Come here, Cedric. I've got something for you to do.
What is you want, Mr. Abner?
You got to go into the county seat and buy a red and yellow bakery truck. I got a check for it right here, just as soon as I sign it here.
Well, whereabouts do I buy it at? What store?
Oh, let's see. Yeah, here it is, right here. Hank's Used Car Company. Said it right here on a check. Grandpap, hand me that indelible pencil there right by your hand.
Huh?
That's it, right
here you are.
Yeah.
Have some cake, Cedric. It's awful good.
Well, I'd rather have some prune bread. That's what I like. Got any more prune bread around here, Mr. Abner?
No, Cedric. I throwed that away. Let's see, Abner Peabody. There, yeah, right there. Now, here. Hurry up now and get in there now. This fella knows which truck it is, 'cause Lum's already told it. Wait a minute. There goes the mail hack, Cedric. You can ride in with him there. Hurry up now. You'll miss it. Hurry.
You want me to drive it back out here?
Yeah. Drive it back yourself, Cedric.
All right, I'll be back this afternoon sometime.
Be careful with it now. Doggy old Lum's going to be tickled when he sees Cedric drive up with that new truck.
Or he ought to be. Here, have another piece of cake, Abner.
Yeah. Well, sir, I'll take back everything I ever said about Lum's cooking. This is as fine a cake as I ever put in my mouth, Grandpap. I believe I'll just buy the rest of that myself and take it home. Just want to show my woman what kind of cake baking that Lum can do. Wait a minute. There comes Lum now. I hope he never seen Cedric. I want that delivery truck to be a surprise to him.
Oh, well, he wouldn't know where Cedric was going.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Now, mind out now. Don't you mention a word about the delivery truck to him.
Oh, no, I won't. I'll just sit here and make out like I'm reading an almanac.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You better take another piece of this cake along to be nibbling on.
Why, sure. Help yourself. Wait a minute. Well, Lum, did you get the cake pans?
No, he's going to have to order them for me.
Yes, huh?
Yeah, where was Cedric going in the mail hack?
Oh, I don't know. Went into the county seat, I think, maybe.
Yeah. Wished I'd knowed he was going in there. I'd have had him drop by and tell that used car feller we don't want that truck.
Yeah, he could have done that all right.
What are you grinning about?
Huh?
Wait a minute. Who's been into these cakes?
Oh, I forgot to tell you, Lum. Me and Grandpap been sampling them for you. Doggies, they're good, too.
Them cakes was for the Ladies' Aid cake sale they're having over at the Lodge Hall this afternoon.
Oh, well, I never knowed that.
I wished you'd learn to leave things alone around here. I was supposed to have them over there by 2 o'clock.
Well, I never knowed you baked them for them.
I never baked them. Miss Fredericks made them cakes and wanted me to take them over there for her.
Oh, you mean that you never baked? Uh-oh. Well, I'll be dead blamed.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
Hi, Doggy's Lum. I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, the Pine Ridge Bakery has a red and yellow delivery truck now. Abner bought it by mistake when he tasted some cakes he thought Lum had baked, but which had actually been made by Miss Fredericks for the Ladies' Aid. However, the truck has inspired confidence among the townsfolk, and the Pine Ridge Bakery is doing a land office business. As we look in on the little community today, we find that Lum is out delivering bread, Abner is in the Jot 'em Down store, and Grandpappy Spears has just entered. Listen.
Well, morning, Grandpap.
Yeah, morning, Abner.
Come in. You're sort of late getting down today, ain't you?
Yeah, Dad, blame it, overslept.
Well?
Yeah, I'll have to read twice as fast to catch up on my reading today. Yeah, whereabouts you put the almanac?
Oh, I don't know. You'll have to find it yourself, Grandpap. I'm too busy here in the bakery to fool with you.
The bakery?
Yes, sir.
You fellas still trying to make a go out of that thing?
We ain't only trying it, we're doing her. We're getting more orders for bread today than you can shake a stick at. And it's all on account of that truck, too.
On account of the truck?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thought you said getting that thing was a mistake.
Well, I did, but I reckon I was wrong, Grandpap. Everybody in town is ordering bakery stuff just so they can have that red and yellow truck drive up to their house, I think. Just seems to tickle them to death.
Well, I do know. Too bad they can't eat the stuff after they get it.
Well, they can. Yes, sir. That Lum turned out a real good batch of bread this morning.
Sassafras. I don't believe it. Not Lum.
Well, it's the truth. I reckon he was so anxious to get out in that truck that he didn't have time to invent something new like he generally does. I reckon he just actually followed the receipt this morning, and it turned out good.
Well, you'll never get me to believe that. I won't even try the stuff.
Oh.
Where'd you say you put the almanac at?
I don't know. I reckon it's over in one of the shelves. Wait a minute. I believe that's our ring.
We should keep that book in the same place. This is a nuisance.
Hello, Jot 'em Down store, library, and bakery talking.
Gilbert, the boy trapper.
Mom?
Yes.
Yes, Mom.
Morning, Doon.
Too low. Well.
You and there. That sounds good.
Why, this afternoon, I think. Yes, Mom, it'll be delivered in the truck.
Andy Grant's truck.
Uh-huh. All right, Miss Blevins. Goodbye.
I can't find that book, Abner. You ain't hit it, have you?
Course not. Did you hear that, Grandpap? Miss Blevins wants some more bread. That's the second time she's ordered today. Just wants to get that truck up in front of her house again, I reckon.
Maybe she tried one batch and it weren't no good. She's going to try it again.
Oh, no, not this today. This is awful good eating bread. Doggy, this is the best business we've ever did as long as we've been in this store here.
Oh, sure, I just can't find it nowhere, Abner.
Well, just forget about it, Grandpap. Let it go. Come on over here. Here, I need you to help me romp up this bread here anyway. Doggies, we ain't going to have enough to fill all the orders we got, sure as the world.
I don't know nothing about romping up bread.
Well, you can learn. I never know neither. Here, use this oil paper here. That keeps the bread more fresher, Lum says.
All right, I'll help you, but I really ought to be doing my reading.
Oh,
way behind today, way yonder behind.
Here, this fold the ends over on that paper there, Grandpap.
You watch yourself. I'm romping this myself.
Well, don't bunch it up that way. Fold it over nice.
How's that look?
Yeah, that's better. That's the time, right there.
What are you tied up with?
Huh?
Bowl of blue ribbon here?
Oh.
See, there's one loafer tied up with it.
Yeah, I reckon so. Well, that must be something new that Lum started.
Well, it looks nice with a blue ribbon on it.
Why, sure,
Call it
yeah.
blue ribbon bread.
Yeah, just tie 'em up with that. That looks fancy, you know. That Lum, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it looks all right. Gotta hand it to that Lum. He gets a hidey now and then.
Oh, yes, he does. Yes, he does. That
And
truck,
once in a while, they're all right.
Yeah. Yes, sir, I believe that truck's the best one-eyed he ever had. You ought to see how happy he is with it. Just thinks the world and all of it. Took it home last night and covered it up with blankets off his own bed. And then lay there and half froze to death all night, he said.
Yeah, Charity said she seen him driving around the school 5 or 6 times this morning, sort of circling it.
Yeah, well, he wants Miss Fredericks to see him in it.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah.
Thought he's trying to sell some bread to the youngins.
No, he thinks he's going to have a better chance of winning Miss Fredericks now that he's got something to take her riding in. Careful, Grandpa. Don't waste so much paper on each loafer.
Oh, all right.
Use all we got.
Is Lum sort of in love with Miss Fredericks?
Oh, something terrible. You know what he done this morning?
Huh?
He heard some of the young'uns on their way to school say that today was her birthday.
Uh-huh.
And so he went out and bought her a locket and put a picture of himself in it and then wrote on it, "To the one I love," and signed it Lum.
Oh, for goodness sakes. And going to give it to Miss Fredericks?
Yeah. Yes, sir, he done
Oh,
it.
slush and mush. Slush and mush. Sound like a bunch of pish posh.
Yeah, well, wait till you hear the rest of it. He's so bashful that he was afeard to come right out and give it to you.
Natural.
So, you know what he done?
No telling.
He baked the locket right up in a loaf of bread.
He never.
He did done it. And then he's going to deliver the loaf of bread to her for a surprise.
Well, I'll swan to goodness that Lum.
Of course, he more likely won't have enough nerve to deliver it over to herself. He is, without a doubt, the bashfulest one human I ever knowed.
Yeah. Next to Dave Chester he is.
Who?
You recollect old Dave? Married one of the Haskin girls? Melissa, I believe it was.
No, I don't recollect him.
Oh, sure you do. Old Bashful Dave, they call him. Played the harmonica. That is, till he lost it in his whiskers one day.
Lost the harmonica?
Yes, sir. That's how long his whiskers were.
Ah.
And the reason they're so long was on account of he was so bashful he never had enough nerve to stand up to a mirror and shave himself. He done her. He sure done her.
I don't believe
It's the truth, Abner, according to the almanac, or to the folks around Cherry Hill.
Oh, Grandpap, now you oughtn't to believe everything you hear. They tell you, wait a minute, there comes a truck.
Huh?
That's Lum coming out.
Oh, dear.
Now, don't you dare let on to him that I told you about that locket for Miss Fredericks.
Oh, no, I won't say a word.
No, sir, he's awful sensitive about them things.
Yeah, I understand. Look at him rushing around there. Must be in a hurry.
Oh, he's been going like that all day. Who's that with him? Oh, Cedric. Must be helping with the delivery, I reckon.
Yeah, must be.
Look at old Lum. He just tickled plumb to death. Well, how's the delivers going, Lum?
Ain't got time to talk now, Abner. Howdy, Grandpap. Howdy, Lum. Hurry up and get the rest of them loads into the truck, Abner. Cedric will help you.
Yeah, we'll get them loaded. Yeah, how are you, Cedric?
Oh, pretty good, Mr. Abner. Is these the ones to be loaded right here?
Yeah, that's him right there, Cedric.
Cedric's going to take the truck out this time. Go ahead, Cedric. Start loading them up there.
Is this the bread right here? These are
Yeah,
ones?
everything on the counter there, Cedric. Just load it up.
I'm going back here in the feed room and get some more flour. We're going to have to bake up some more bread.
I dogies, we're doing the business all right. I never would have believed this bakery would have worked out this good. Never would have believed it.
Yeah, I reckon Lum was right after all. Everybody resting around like the place is on fire.
You can't carry all them at once, Cedric. You better make 2 trips out of it now.
Puts me in mind of old Dave. Dave Chester. He rests around so much he never stopped in front of a mirror long enough to shave himself even.
Uh-oh.
Never shaved once from his 19th birthday on. Finally his whiskers growed so long he lost a banjo in them.
Banjo? I thought it was a harmonica.
No. Must have been somebody else you thinking about, Abner. Old Dave lost a banjo. You recollect old Dave, Abner? Married one of the Haskin girls.
No, I don't recollect him.
Rose, I believe her name was. Either a blonde or a brunette, I don't recollect which. Carried the mail one winter when old Dave was sick.
Well, I do know.
Is this all he is now, Mr. Abner?
Yeah, that's all we got baked up, Cedric.
Well, we got a heap more than this sold.
Yeah, I know we have, but just deliver as far as it'll go, and then hurry right on back here now.
Yes, Mom, I will.
Yeah, that's the thing to do.
Yeah, I want to use that truck for long, Cedric. Hey, wait a minute, Cedric. I'll go with you. I want to try out that new truck.
Yeah, take a ride with him, Grandpa.
Here, Abner, take your knife and open this sack of flour and pour it in that tub there.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, let me get my knife here.
And, Granny, we're doing the business, you know.
Oh, I never seen the like of it.
Bound you, this'll make Miss Fredericks sit up and take notice of me.
Yeah.
She'll be treating that Frank Foster like a pair of old shoes.
Why, sure she will. Lum, when you going to take that loaf of bread over to her with a locket in it?
And just as quick as Cedric gets back with the truck, I'll have him take it over there to her.
Oh, you're going to have Cedric deliver it, huh?
Yeah. Granny, wait a minute. Where is that loaf of bread?
I don't know. I ain't seen it. You the one that had it this morning.
Well, I laid it right here on the counter. Wait a minute. You don't reckon Cedric loaded it in the truck with them others?
Well, he must have. He's taking everything here on the counter.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'll have to catch him before he delivers it to the wrong place.
Well, how you going to tell which loaf is which, Lum? They all look alike.
Oh, I can tell it. I wrapped it up and tied it with a blue ribbon.
Blue ribbon?
Yeah, didn't you see it sitting here?
Well, I'll be that blamed.
What's the matter?
We've did it now.
Did what? What are you talking about?
Well, me and Grandpap wrapped up every one of them loads with blue ribbon, Mom, and now they're all throwed in that truck together. Ain't no telling who'll get that present of yours now.
Oh, my goodness. To the one I love. And my name signed to it. Granny's Abner, I believe that's our ring.
I dog his Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, with the purchase of a red and yellow delivery truck, the Pine Ridge Bakery enjoyed quite a business boom. However, one very important loaf of bread became lost in the shuffle. That loaf contained a locket which Lum intended to give Miss Fredericks for her birthday. And inside the locket was a picture of Lum bearing the inscription, "To the one I love, from Lum." As we look in on the little community today, we find Lum and Abner in the Jot 'em Down store, wondering who got that loaf of bread. Grandpappy Spears, of course, is holding down the library. Listen.
Laughing stocks, that's what I'll be. Biggest laughing stocks this town's ever saw.
Why will you be? All you done is just put a locket in a loaf of bread.
Yeah, but I had to go and put my picture in the locket. Then right on there, "To the one I love."
Yeah.
That's the worst one idea I ever did study up. No telling who got that loaf of bread.
Well, all you got to do is just wait and see who got it, and just tell him it was a mistake, that you meant to give the locket to Miss Fredericks.
No, I ain't going to tell him that.
Why?
That's what makes me the laughing stocks of the town. All them fellers at the barber shop and every place else would get that half-witted grin on their faces and say, "How's Miss Fredericks? How's Miss Fredericks? How's Miss Fredericks?" And if they say that one more time, I'm going to whop them right on top of the head.
Well, nobody ain't said that, Lum.
Oh, that's right, ain't it?
Why, sure.
Well, they will, though, as soon as whoever got that loaf of bread finds the locket. I can't understand why nobody ain't found it yet.
Well, maybe they ain't had nerve enough to eat the bread yet, Lum.
What do you mean, nerve enough? That was the best batch of bread I've baked up yet.
Oh, yeah, that was good, all right, but some of that other stuff that you've been baking... Oh, wait a minute, I believe that's our ring.
Uh-oh, I bet that's it. Somebody found the locket.
Yeah.
You better answer that.
Yeah, I'll get it. Hello, Jot 'em Down store, library, and bakery. Abner Peabody doing the talking. Mom? Oh, yes, Miss Barton.
Miss Barton.
What can we do for you? Spool of thread. Yes, Mom. Now, what's color and size? All right. Anything else? Why, sure, we'll deliver.
Deliver. Granny, since we got that bakery truck, they want us to deliver every little thing they order.
All right, Miss Barton. Say, have you ate that bread that Cedric delivered to you the other day? Well, did you find anything in it? You did?
I'll never be able to face her again.
Yeah, well, Lum will pick it up when he delivers the thread. All right, Miss Barton. Goodbye.
I ain't going over there. You're the one that's going to have to go pick up that locket.
Locket? She never said nothing about a locket.
Well, what was she found in the bread then?
That spoon you was using to mix the dough with.
Spoon?
Yeah, now maybe you'll believe it that I weren't the one that lost it. You're going to have to be more careful when you're mixing
Slush
it.
and mush. Slush and mush.
What's the matter with you, Grandpap?
Captain Haraway is in love with Marguerite.
Marguerite?
Says it right here, according to the almanac.
Well, who's Marguerite?
I don't know. Listen to this. Captain Haraway drew Marguerite into his strong arms, and gazing down into her limpid blue eyes, he said softly, I love you, Marguerite. I love you with a love so deep that mortal man shall never...
Oh, wait a minute, Grandpap. Let's see that book.
Shall never come twixt you and me. I love you.
Doggies, Grandpap, you ain't got the almanac.
Huh?
You're reading that book, Love Twixt Golden Strands. Look at the cover of it there.
Well, I'll be dead blamed. Well, I thought the almanac was awful uninteresting today. I'm good minds, just go ahead and finish this now. I started it. I love you, too, answered Marguerite, lowering her eyelashes over her limpid blue
Well,
eyes.
read to yourself, Grandpap. We don't want to hear that stuff read out loud.
You tell him to keep quiet. There comes Cedric up out there, and if he hears anybody reading a book, he'll want us to read him that story about Pinky Winky again.
Oh, he just loves that. Wants it read over and over to him. I know it by heart. Once upon a time, there was a little pink-eyed
I
cottontail
don't want
rabbit.
to hear it, Abner.
Oh, no, I ain't going to read it.
Well, hello, Cedric.
Yeah, come on in, Cedric. You going to help Lum with the delivers again this afternoon?
Oh, no, Mom. I just come over to get some of that bread you're selling with the prizes in it.
Prizes?
Yes, Mom. We got a loaf over at the place, but we never got no prize in ours.
What are you talking about, Cedric?
Well, I was just down to the barber shop, and I heard Snake Hogan tell how he got one. Some kind of a locket thing he got.
Locket? Doggies, Lum, did you hear that? Snake Hogan got it.
I heard it. Snake Hogan. Granny, he would be the one to get it.
Yeah.
At the barber shop, did you say, Cedric?
Yes, Mom.
That's just like him, down there blabbing it to everybody already.
Sure he
The
is.
laughing stocks, that's what I am.
Oh, yeah, if he gets around that barber shop, you're bound to be Josh Lum.
Well, how do I go about getting one of them prizes? That's what I want to know.
That ain't no prizes, Cedric. That was just a mistake.
Well, Mr. Snake got one. I heard him say he's coming here to see you about it, Mr. Lum. I'd sure like to get a prize.
Snake's coming up here?
Dad, blame it. He ain't satisfied with blabbing it all over the barber shop. He's got to come over here and make fun of me right to my face.
Yeah.
How many loaves of bread do you have to buy to get a prize?
Cedric, that ain't no prize.
No.
Now, you better run along. Go over to Dick Huddleston's store. Maybe he's got some prizes.
Oh, has he sure enough? Oh, I better get over there. Well, I'll see you fellers later.
All right.
What's his prizes in? Bread?
I reckon so. I don't know.
I'll
Ask
find
him.
out.
Yeah.
So long.
So long.
You oughtn't to tell Cedric things like that, Abner.
Well, that's the only way to get rid of him. We got to study up what we're going to do when Snake Hogan gets here.
There ain't nothing to study up. Just wait for him and face it, I reckon. Granny. The one feller in this town I never have been able to get along with, and he's the one that has to get the locket. To the one I love, from Lum.
Yeah.
Well, stop laughing.
Well, I can't help it. That's funny, Lum. Snake getting a locket from you with that in it.
I don't see nothing funny about it. Disgusting. And don't you dare laugh when Snake gets here and start making them smart remarks. More likely, the first thing he'll say is, why, Lum, I didn't know you cared.
Yeah, that's what he'll say.
Abner, if you don't stop that laughing, I'm going to hit you right on top of the head with something.
Huh?
Granny, no matter how much trouble I get in, I never get no sympathies around here.
Oh, well, I won't laugh no more. Honest, I won't.
You'll see that you don't.
I won't.
That's the one thing that Snake in the Weeds wants to do, get people to laugh at him.
Well, why don't you just walk right up to him when he comes in and hit him?
Hit him?
Yeah.
Me hit Snake Hogan?
Why, sure, if you're mad at him for joshing you.
Well, he's twice as big as I am.
Oh, he's big and he's a fighter, I'll tell you that. Whip might not everybody in town that'll fight him.
I hate to sit here and laugh with him. That's what I'm going to hate to do.
Well, I wouldn't laugh loud. You might sort of grin at it, but I wouldn't laugh out loud.
Of course, what I could do is get in a bakery truck and just start driving. Keep going till I'm 1,000 or 100 miles away from here. Might even go to Florida, deliver oranges and bananas.
Now, wait a minute. Long. There he comes.
Huh?
There comes Snake heading right for the store here.
Blame it. Look at him. I can just tell by that look on his face he's studying up some smart remark.
Oh, you can depend on that.
Granny's I hate and despise that feller.
Reckon he's got the locket with him?
Oh, yeah. More likely stand there and twirl it around his fingers all the time he's making his remark.
Yeah,
I'll
just like
grab it out of his hand if he does.
Sure, that's the thing to do. Find out. Here he comes.
Look at him, a snake in the weeds.
Well, howdy, Snake.
Oh, howdy, Peabody. How are you?
Oh, tolerably, I reckon.
Edwards, put her there.
Huh?
I know. Me and you ain't never been exactly friendly, but now bygones is bygones. Here's my hand, Edwards.
Well, go on, shake hands with him, Lum.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir, Edwards, bygones is bygones. I'll have to admit this come as quite a surprise to me.
The locket, you mean?
Well, the locket and everything. No, sir, I never realized before I'd been standing in your way all these years, Edwards. But things is going to be different between me and you from now on. Yes, sir.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Hush up, Abner.
Yes, sir, Edwards, I gotta admit I used to hate you the worst way, but now that you've decided and declared yourself, well, all I can say is congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir, congratulations, and I know you two are going to be awful happy.
You two, what two?
Why, Edwards here and my sister Gussie.
Sister Gussie?
Gussie? Yes, sir. We just about give up on ever getting Gussie married off, but I'm telling you, Edwards, she may not be the prettiest girl in the world, but she's a fine woman. A fine little woman.
Well, now, wait a minute, Snake. Let me explain this.
There's nothing to explain, Edwards. I understand everything. I was a little bashful myself, used to be. It took me nearly 2 years to ask Opal to marry me. I'll have to admit that was a mighty clever way you figured out to let Gussie know that you cared so much for her. She's always thought a lot of you, but never once thought that you felt that way, too.
Well, when I put that locket in the bread,
Well, yeah, Snake, he never meant that.
Yeah, I wish you could see her eyes light up when she cut down through that bread and found the locket with your picture and all. No, sir, there's no two ways about it, Edwards. You've made that old maid sister of mine a very, very happy woman.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I dog his Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, the locket and love note which Lum baked into a loaf of bread intended for Miss Fredericks finally turned up. Gussie Hogan, Snake Hogan's old maid sister, found it, and she's certain that Lum meant it for her. So now Lum is tangled up in a romance he's afraid to get out of because of Snake's ill temper and superior strength. As we look in on the little community today, we find Grandpap in the library section of the Jot 'em Down store, while Abner is receiving some instructions from Lum. Listen.
Well, now, wait a minute now, Lum. I'd rather not get mixed up in this thing now.
Abner, you got to help me. That's all there are to it. Besides, I ain't asking you to do very much for me. You act like you wouldn't care if I had to go as first to marry Gussie Hogan.
Marry her? Oh, dog his Lum, you ain't fixing to marry an old maid like that, are you?
Well, of course I ain't if I can get out of it. That's why I need your help. Now, here's my idea. Gussie's over there at Dick Huddleston's store right now. Soon as she comes out, you run over there and start telling her what an uncommon poor husband I'd make for her.
Oh, well, now, I wouldn't feel that way about myself, Lum. I believe you could be a pretty good husband if you actually tried.
Well, that's just it. I don't want to be a good one. I want to be one of no kind.
Don't, huh?
Tell her I waste all my money and never get home for meals and complain about everything, throw my clothes on the floor and stay out all night and everything else.
Well, now, I don't want to be telling stuff like that about you, Lum. Folks are going to get the wrong idea about you.
That's what I want them to do. That's what I want Gussie to do. Tell her I got so many bad habits you can't recollect all of them.
I can't, huh?
Tell her you have to watch me all the time on account I steal.
Steal?
Yeah, or steal money out of the store.
Well, steal money from the store? Is that why you been getting down here so early in the morning?
Of course not. I ain't actual stole nothing. Can't you understand that I'm just doing this so Gussie won't want to marry me?
Well, why don't you just go over and tell her then that you hate and despise her, and tell her that you put that locket in a loaf of bread for Miss Fredericks?
It's too late to do that. She's wearing that locket around her neck and been showing it to everybody in town. And It's got my picture in there saying, "To the one I love." Granny, this is the worst thing I ever got into in my life.
Well, I'd just take the locket away from her then. Tell her it weren't meant from her.
Don't be silly, Abner. That snake Hogan rush in here and grab me by the neck and break every bone in my body, and you know it.
Dog it, that's right. Yeah, he would. I'm feared that. I forgot about him.
Grannies, I don't know why Gussie had to have the meanest feller in town for a brother.
She's got him.
I wish she had that little Blevins boy for a brother. I could pick him up in one hand and
Well, you are too. He ain't but about 6 years old.
I know, but he's big for his age. I'd tell him that if him and his sister didn't leave me... Wait a minute, look over there. Ain't that Gussie coming out of Dick Huddleston's store? Yeah, that's her.
Yeah.
All right, run over there and tell her all that stuff about me.
Well, now, wait a minute now, Lum. I don't
Run on, catch her before she gets away. Tell her a young girl like her oughtn't to get hitched up to her.
Young girl? I bet you she's...
Well, tell her that anyway. That'll make her feel good, and she'll listen to what else you've got to say. Go on now, hurry up.
Well, all right, but I still think I'm making a mistake.
Hurry up now, you won't catch her.
I hope I don't.
Walk faster, Dad, blame it, run.
Well, I'll catch her.
Grannies, I hope this works. Do you think it will, Grandpap? I say to... Oh, never mind. I see you're busy with the almanac.
No, this ain't the almanac. It's a novel. Picked it up yesterday by mistake. Awful exciting, interesting. Love twixt golden strands. Have you read it, Lum?
No, I ain't, and I'd rather you didn't mention the word love around here.
Well, you ought to read it, Lum. Feller in here named Captain Haraway. He's a goer.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear somebody is.
Captain Haraway grew rigid, and a shudder passed over his massive frame as his steel blue eyes fell upon the sinister figure of Reginald Black creeping along the darkened corridor.
Well, don't read it to me. I ain't interested in Captain Haraway.
Like a flash, a thought leaped into Captain Haraway's mind. Marguerite is in trouble, he said to himself. Marguerite needs me. I must not fail her, for I love her. Yes, I love her. Those words keep running through his mind. I love her. I love her. You see, Lum, Captain Haraway's in love with Marguerite.
I don't know how you ever figured that out.
Stealthily, Captain Haraway followed Reginald Black. It was dangerous, but he was driven on by his great love, the one great love of his life.
I'm not intruding here, gentlemen.
Howdy, Squire. Grannies, I never heard you coming in there.
I didn't mean to break in on a private conference room.
Oh, no, not at all, Squire. Fact is, I'm glad you dropped in right now.
Well, I just happened to hear Grandpap mention something about love there, so I figured you were talking about Gussie.
Gussie?
Yes, I've heard all about you and Gussie, Lum. Why, you old rascal. I'd about given up you ever getting married, Lum, after all these years.
Well, I ain't married yet, don't forget that.
Well, it won't be long, Lum, won't be long. Fine girl, Gussie. I have seen more beautiful women, I will admit, but she's a fine woman. And that was a very clever stunt that you had there, too, Lum, that way of proposing, putting that locket in the loaf of bread.
I never proposed to her.
Well, no, not exactly. I saw the locket, Lum, but, well, the same thing, practically. And I'll tell you another thing, Lum. You gave me an idea there for one of the greatest merchandising schemes that I ever thought up in my life.
I did, huh?
Yes, sir. I'll tell you, Lum. If we play our cards right, you and I can make a fortune out of it.
Well, I don't know nothing about playing cards, Squire.
No.
Play rook and flinch, but...
Well, you don't understand exactly, Lum. I don't mean actually playing cards. I mean a merchandising scheme for the bakery here. Prizes baked right into the loaves of bread.
Prizes, huh?
Why, yes. We can advertise it well that each day the Pine Ridge Bakery will offer $100 in prizes, baked right into the bread.
$100 worth of prizes?
Yes, Lum. See, we advertise that 5 loaves of bread each day will contain a $20 bill. That's $100 altogether.
and everybody for miles around will be buying more bread than they need, just trying to get one of the lucky loaves.
Really, that does sound like a good idea.
Oh, Lum, this is without a doubt the greatest idea I ever had in my life, and I've had some good ones.
I might buy some of the bread myself if I knowed there was a $10 or $20 bill in it.
Well, you could do it, Lum. Some people might object if the owners of the bakery was to win a prize, but we won't need that money out of the loaves of bread. We'll make plenty from selling the bread.
Well, where are we going to get the $100 to use for prizes, though?
Well, I'll tell you, Lum, I thought, that is, right at first, till we got things to rolling, you understand, why, we wouldn't actually have to put the money in there.
Not put it in there?
No, not at first.
Well, how could anybody win it then?
Well, actually, we wouldn't have any winners, Lum, for a while, but they wouldn't catch on to us around here. We could tell it around that all the winners were out-of-town customers, make up some fictitious names, and that is for a while till we got the business
You
again.
scoundrel, you renegade, you leave this place at once.
What's that?
I've been watching you for a long time, and now I have the goods on you. The jig is up, you blackguard.
Just a minute, Grandpap. Now, you can't talk to me like
Out,
that.
I say, out. Take your crooked, underhanded schemes and be gone. Out, I say.
Now, listen here, gentlemen. I've heard about enough of this kind of talk. I came in here on business, but I don't have to take such insults as this.
Well, wait a minute, Squire.
I don't care to hear any more, Lum. If that's the way you gentlemen feel about my idea, why, I'll take it into the county seat. I'm sure that the bakery in there would be glad to get something like this. Good day, gentlemen.
Well, here, Squire. Grannies. For goodness sakes, Grandpap, what'd you have to talk that way to Squire? That was a good idea he had, and I'd want to run it honest, of course, but I believe we could have made some money out of it. Huh? You insulted the Squire talking that way to him.
Who was talking to the squire?
I was just reading here. This is the exciting part. Listen to this.
Out, I say, cried Captain Haraway as he raised his fist and shook it at Reginald Black.
For goodness sakes, is that all you was doing? Grandpap, you're going to have to stop coming over here to the library and reading these books. That's all they are. Wait a minute. There comes Abner.
Abner?
Yeah, that's him. Granny's, now my troubles with Gussie is over. She's more than like... Wait a minute. Come in, Abner. What'd she say?
I dog this from now on. If you got any talking to do to somebody, you can do it yourself.
Wait a minute. What happened to you?
Well, I told her them things that you said to tell her, and she said she wouldn't let nobody talk like that about her future husband. Like to beat me to death before I could break away from her.
Granny's, Abner, I believe that's our ring.
I dog it, Lum. I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, Lum's plan to have Abner to talk to Gussie Hogan and to get her to change her opinion of Lum failed completely. And so Gussie goes on blissfully believing that the locket from Lum was intended for her, while Lum lives in constant fear of her brother, Snake Hogan. As we look in on the little community today, we find Abner in the Jot 'em Down store, library, and bakery. Grandpappy Spears has just entered. Listen.
Well, howdy, Grandpa.
Yeah, howdy, Abner.
Come on in. Where you been all morning? The library seems sort of empty. I thought you sitting over there reading the almanac.
Yeah, well, I just figured I'd take me a half a day off today, Abner.
Well?
Been reading awful study here late.
Oh, yes, you have, Grandpa.
Long hours.
Uh-huh.
Feller needs a rest, I says to myself. Feller needs a rest, I says.
Oh, you're right, Grandpa. Terrible right. What'd you do, just stay in bed all morning?
No, I got up early and went down to the barber shop and read the weeklies.
Oh.
Whereabouts is Lum?
Why, he went over to Luke Spears' restaurant to eat lunch, and Worry about Gussie and Snake Hogan, I reckon.
Worry?
Yeah, that's all he does now. Ever since he put that locket in that loaf of bread for Miss Fredericks and Gussie got it by mistake, he just worried himself to death. He's getting himself to where he's jumping nervous. Says he has nightmares every night with all kinds of Gussies in them.
All kinds of Gussies in them?
Yeah, big Gussies, little Gussies, middle-sized Gussies. They all stare at him and hit him right on top of the head with great big lockets, he says.
Well, I do know. That Lum has more trouble than every one feller I ever knowed, I do believe.
Oh, well, now, he don't actually have more trouble than the generality of fellers, Grandpap. He just sits around and worries himself into most of his trouble.
Yeah, more than likely.
He'd have nerve enough to come right out flat-footed and tell the truth. Instead of beating around the brush about it, why, he wouldn't get himself all tangled up this way.
Well, why don't he tell Gussie the truth? He ain't engaged to her yet, is he?
Of course not. He ain't got the nerve to tell her. Feared he'll hurt her feelings. And, of course, he's feared of what Snake will do to him, too, I reckon.
Snake?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he don't need to worry about Snake.
I don't know why not. There's the meanest one fella in this town.
Oh, no, he's a changed man, Abner.
Snake is?
Yes, sir. I seen him down to the barber shop this morning. He's saying all kinds of uncommon nice things about Lum.
He was? Sure enough?
Yes, sir. According to the almanac, according to what I heard him say.
Well, I do know.
Yes, sir. He thinks the world and all old Lum now. Call him his favorite brother-in-law and all such as that. Just went on about what a fine feller he was.
Well, I do know. Wait a minute, Grandpap. I believe you give me an idea there.
Huh?
I doggy this Snake sure enough feels that way. Well, then all Lum has to worry about is Gussie.
Well, sure.
And if he ain't got nerve enough to tell her the truth, well, I'll do it fine. What's the ring over at Hogan's place?
Oh, you gonna call Gussie?
Why, sure. Let's see, I believe it's a short and a long and a short, I believe it is.
Charity called up Miss Hogan once. Let's see. Want me to call her up and ask her what the ring is?
No, I'll try this in here.
No, I believe it was Miss Bexley she called up, come to think about it.
Well, never mind, Grandpap. I know this is it.
It was either Miss Bexley or Miss Whitaker one.
Doggies, I ain't gonna stand by and let my partner get hitched up to an old maid like Gussie. Special when just telling the truth will save him.
No, I believe it was Miss Teaster, Abner.
Hello?
Miss Teaster.
Is Gussie there?
And Frank Teaster.
Oh, well, I didn't recollect your voice, Gussie. This is Abner Peabody. Yes, Mom.
Done road work most of the time.
Hey, well, I just wanted to tell you that locket you got from Lum was a mistake. Yeah, a mistake. Yeah, Lum meant to give that to Miss Fredericks, not you. Yeah, that's who he's in love with. Fact is, he... Hello? Yeah.
What's the matter? She hang up on you?
Yeah, I reckon she weren't much interested in Lum after all.
No, must not have been.
Doggies, won't old Lum be happy when he finds out all his troubles is over? There weren't nothing to it. That Lum's trouble just making a big fuss over nothing. Simplest thing I ever did. All you got to do in a time like this is just come out and tell the truth.
Why, sure. That's the trouble. Who's that little skinny feller coming up out front there?
Huh? Oh, well, I do know. That's Mousey.
Oh, yeah, sure. Don't see much of him no more.
Well, no, he's night watchman over at Tom Bates' sawmill. He sleeps all day and works all night. Don't see him.
Walt Bates' mill.
Yeah. Reckon what he's doing up in the middle of the day this way.
Oh, must be something important.
Well, hello there, Mousey.
Howdy, Abner. Howdy, Mr. Spears.
Yeah. What in the world you out of bed this time of day for, Mousey?
Well, I was just so mad today I couldn't sleep.
Mad? What in the world are you mad about?
Oh, I'm just mad. Well, is Lum here?
Why, no, he ain't right now. He ought to be back before long, though.
Are you mad at Lum, Mousey?
Yes, sir, I'm so mad I just can't hardly stand it. Well, I'll see him later, I reckon.
Well, wait a minute, Mousey. He'll be back directly if you want to sit and wait.
No, sir, I'm just too mad to stay in one place, Mr. Spears. I'll see him later. There ain't no rush.
And I'll tell him you're looking for him. Well, now, what in the world do you reckon he's mad about?
No telling. Working nights over there for so many years, more than likely's got him. He's been over at that mill now for about 18 years.
Oh, he's touched, that's what it is. Touched right in the middle of the head.
Oh, no, I don't think that, Grandpap. He's a nice enough feller, but... Wait a minute, there comes Lum.
Yeah.
And doggies, it's too bad that Mousey went the other direction, just missed him there.
Oh, yeah, he'll hate that, too.
Don't you tell Lum about me calling Gussie now. I want it to be a surprise to her.
Oh, no, I won't say nothing, Abner. He'll be surprised, all right, to know that you got everything straightened out for him.
More than likely, he'll jump right through the ceiling. He'll be so tickled. Find out now. Here he comes. Don't say a word.
Yeah, howdy, Lum. Oh, howdy, Grandpap.
Yeah, how was your lunch today, Lum?
Oh, just only tolerably, Abner. Do you mind watching the store a little while longer?
Why, of course not.
I got an appointment with Squire Skimp.
Squire,
Yeah, I got to go over there and discuss a business proposition.
a business proposition.
Yeah, it's about that idea, Squires, of baking prizes into our bread.
Well, I thought you said that idea was honest that he had.
Well, I've been studying about it. I got some new ideas on it. It'll make it honest, though.
Oh,
It's a good idea. We're going to make a lot of money out of that thing, Abner.
we are.
Oh, yeah. We might become known as the millionaire bakers.
Well, good for us.
Well, I'll see you after a while.
Yeah, well, wait a minute, Lum. I want to tell you something.
Well, you can tell me when I get back, Abner. I got to hurry.
Yeah, well, this is about Gussie, though.
Gussie?
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard all I want to about her.
Yeah, well, now, wait a minute, though, Lum.
It can wait. I'll see you later.
All right. Doggy, that Lum gets the idea. There ain't no holding him down. Rush it around like he's some big important exec or something.
Oh, he's a rusher, all right.
Yeah.
What's
Okay.
this new idea he's got studied up?
Oh, I don't know exactly, Grandpap. Squire come over here the other day, some big scheme he had in mind. Wanted to put $20 bills or something like that in the bread that we sell here.
$20 bill.
Yeah.
Well, that'll learn the cooking, won't it?
Oh, no, not the way he aims to do it, it won't.
Well, how much does a loaf sell for?
Why, just regular price, 10 cents, I reckon.
Well, say, that sounds like a good goal for short dough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd buy a couple of them loaves myself. You get your money's worth there.
Yeah, well, see, Grandpap, all the loaves don't have money in them.
Oh, well, I'd buy the kind that does have it in them. That's a much better deal that way.
Yeah, well, you don't just buy them, though, Grandpap. You got to, well, some way you got to win them.
Win 'em?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I wouldn't want to take a chance on a thing like that. It's too good a deal. I'd rather just come right out and buy 'em. Here, let me see. Here's 30 cents. I want to put in an order for 3 of 'em right this
Yeah,
minute.
but, Grandpap, you don't understand. See, unless you're awful lucky, why, you might not get a loaf with
Wait
it.
a minute, Abner. Ain't that Lum's friend coming up out there?
Huh?
Yeah, that's who it is, Snake Hogan.
Snake Hogan?
Yeah. Reckon what he's in such a hurry for?
No, tell him just anxious to see old Lum, I reckon. I doggies, it's sure nice having them two friendly for a change.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
being enemies around here for so long. Well, howdy, Snake, old boy.
Hey, whereabouts is Edwards?
Oh, why, he just run over to Squire Skimp's for a minute. You want to wait for him?
No, I don't want to wait.
Well, you can call him over there, I reckon. He ought to be there by now. You see, the Squire's ring is...
I know what the Squire's ring is. Just get out of my way.
Yeah, well, what was you want to see Lum about, Snake?
Well, what's that to you? This is between me and Edwards.
Well, I just figured as long as you and him were such good friends now that you might tell me what you want.
Hello, Squire. Is Edwards there? Well, put him on.
Oh, but that's a funny way for a friend to talk.
You fellas be quiet. Edwards? What's the big idea of pulling a trick like that on my sister? Don't give me that stuff. You know what I'm talking about. Well, listen here, wise guy. Nobody ain't gonna lead my sister on that way and then tell her it's a mistake. Yeah, she's over at the place crying her eyes out. The poor little frail girl.
Frail, she likes to beat me to death.
Edwards, you're going over there and patch this thing up, see? Now, wait a minute. Don't give me no excuses. Going over there. Yes, you will. Now, listen here, Edwards. If you ain't over there in 10 minutes, I'm coming after you.
Oh, we've done it now, Grandpa.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, the locket that Lum baked in the loaf of bread intended for Miss Fredericks is causing no end of trouble. Gussie Hogan, who found the locket, thought Lum had intended it for her and has taken it as a token of his affection. Her brother, Snake Hogan, who enjoys the reputation of being the bad man of the community, is seeing to it that Lum doesn't disappoint his sister in her newly found romance. As we look in on the little community today, we find Abner alone at the store that Lum is just entering. Listen.
Well, morning, Lum.
Morning, Abner.
Where you been all morning?
Oh, I just been over the place there trying to study things out, Abner.
Study things out.
Yeah, looks like I've got enough worries for half a dozen people.
What's the matter now?
What's the matter? You ought to know. Calling up Gussie Hogan and telling her I put that locket in a loaf of bread for Miss Fredericks.
Well, that was the truth, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you can't come right out and tell somebody something like that.
You can't.
Recollect, Gussie's a whole maid that ain't had a beau in 20 years. This is the greatest thrill she's had in her life. Getting that locket with my picture in it saying to the one I love.
Oh, yeah, she figured you and her was same as Gage whenever she found that locket.
Yeah, and you calling up and telling her it was all a mistake just got her so tore up she might not went into hysterics.
Well, I'm sorry if I got you in any trouble with it, Lum. I thought I was helping.
I know you were trying to do the right thing, all right.
I come by your place last night to tell you you weren't home.
No, I never got in till after 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock? Where in the world did you go?
Over to Gussie.
Oh, you went over there, did you?
Well, you heard Snake call me on the telephone yesterday and tell me if I never he was coming over there and get me and drag me over there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, he did.
Oh.
Great big bully coming around throwing guns on people, trying to scare somebody.
Well, what all did he have to say?
Oh, he accused me of trifling with his sister's confection and said I was going to have to go over there and cheer Gussie up. So I went.
Well, I do know.
It was right pitiful. If it had been anybody else besides myself, I'd have felt downright sorrowful for her.
Well.
Could hear her blubbering clean out in the road wherever we got in the house.
Huh.
Laying there on the sofa with her head buried in the pillow, crying like her heart would break.
She was, huh?
Yeah. I never knowed what the trouble was till then. She explained to me that you'd called up and told her that I never meant the locket for her and that I was in love with Miss Fredericks.
Well, that's the truth, ain't it?
Yeah, but that's an awful disappointment to somebody like that.
Well, you never told her that you meant the locket for her, did you?
Well, no, I never exactly told her that. I just told her that you must have been joshing, for I never even knowed you called. That's what I said.
Well, I'll be dead blamed. Here I got you out of it, and you got yourself right back into it again.
Well, Abner, I'm just too tender-hearted to stand there and see a woman cry like that. And her brother stand there with a gun in my back, too.
And you had to stay there till 10 o'clock explaining things to her, huh?
No, I had supper there.
At supper?
Snake's woman insisted on me staying. Have sort of a family gathering, she called it.
Uh-huh.
Then after supper, we sat there in the parlor and sort of visited. That is, Miss Hogan and Snake and me did. Gussie just sat there and blushed and giggled.
What was she blushing about?
Oh, Snake making jokes, trying to josh us. Said I was too skinny, she's going to have to feed me right good and fatten me up when we get married.
Get married?
They were saying it, not me. Then he'd goof all and she'd giggle.
Well, then he'd do what?
Goof all, laugh loud.
Oh.
I never was a dad blame glad to get away from a place in my life. I run every step of the way home.
Well?
Never slept a wink last night, never closed an eyelid. Trying to study some way out of this mess.
Well, you better just stay away from over there long. That Snake will have you married before you know it. He'd love mighty well to get her married off, I know that.
Yeah. I'm going to hide from her till this sort of blows over. I may take a trip, I don't know.
Well, now, you oughtn't to be that scared of Snake, Lum. Let him force you into something like this.
I ain't scared of him. Just don't want to have no trouble if I can help it. He's crazy enough to shoot a fella.
Yeah.
Only chance I'd have is to pack guns, too, just shoot it out with him. I wouldn't want to do that even if I knowed I could beat him to the draw. I don't want to shoot nobody.
No, well, I guess you're right, Lum. He can work it out some other way. It'd be better, I guess. But he'll shoot you, I know that.
Yeah, well, let's don't talk about that.
He's been in 2 or 3 shooting scrapes around here and always got out by pleading self-defense.
Well, I'm just going to let things sort of rock along till I can study some way out of this. Wish I was a few years younger. Don't blame if I wouldn't join the army.
Well, that'd be a good thing for you. I seen Tom Blevins' boy back home from camp yesterday. I say boy. Lord, me, he looks like a grown man now.
Does?
Yeah, straightened up, chest all filled out, bigger than his paw.
Well, I do know. Well, everyone I saw come back to just improve something wonderful.
Yeah.
That boy Miss Gilbert's home here not long ago. I've never seen such an improvement in a boy in my life. He's in the store here with his mother, and just as nice and polite and thoughty of his mother. Regular gentleman.
Yeah, I seen him.
Well, there were no Tom Blevins, his boy was home.
Well, he just got in yesterday.
How'd he come in, on the train?
No, he said he come home on a furlough.
Furlough? That's a leave of absence, sort of a vacation.
Well, that's what he come home on then.
Well, what I mean, Abner, furlough. Wait a minute. Well, I do know. There's Mousey Gray coming across the street there.
Uh-huh.
First time I saw him up in the daytime, and I don't know when.
Oh, that reminds me, Lum. He was in here looking for you yesterday.
Mousey looking for me?
Yeah.
Well, what do you want?
Why, he said he's mad at you.
Mousey mad at me?
That's what he said.
Oh, quit joshing. That feller never was mad at nobody.
Well, he said yesterday he was awful mad at you.
Well, how could he be? I ain't saw him in 6 months. He couldn't be mad at me less than some of them mill hands has been joshing him again, telling him something I said about him or something.
Well, that might be what it is. They're always pulling pranks on him.
All to send him out after striped paint for a barber pole they're making, or after a pie stretcher, or a left-handed monkey wrench, or something.
Yeah, he was in here the other day after a left-handed monkey wrench, and I told him we never had none. That's it. I don't recollect ever seeing one.
Of course not. There ain't no such a thing.
Well, what does left-handed fellas use then?
Well, they just turn the wrench over, silly.
Well, Oh, why, sure. What's the matter with them fellers down there at the mill anyway?
Mousey's coming in here. Come in, Mousey. What can we do for you?
Morning, Lum. I just wanted to talk to you.
Well, sure. What is it, Mousey?
Well, you see, Lum, well, maybe I better not talk to you today. I'm so mad it might be better for me to wait till I cool off a little.
Well, Abner was telling me just now you was mad at me.
Yes, I am, Lum. Awful mad.
What are you mad at me about? First time I've saw you in 6 months.
Well, I just come over to have it out with you.
Well, sure. That's the thing to do.
But I believe I better come back some other time. I'm such a rage today, I just can't even talk about it.
Well, here, wait a minute. I want to know what...
I better go and get myself under control. I'll be back. I told you he was mad.
Well, you'd never know it if he hadn't said it.
No.
Only that is the limit when Mousey gets mad at me. Everybody in this town's mad at me about something. Here I've been trying to do right, but maybe it's all my fault. I don't know. Miss Fredericks is mad at me. She heard about Gussie Hogan wearing that locket with my picture in it. Frank Foster's mad at me for sparking at Miss Fredericks. Snake's mad at me. Mousey.
Oh, well, now, it ain't your fault. You've just been worrying too much, Lum. I told Elizabeth this morning I was going to bring you home to supper tonight. Maybe a good meal would help you get your troubles off your mind.
Well, that's mighty thoughty of you, Abner. Glad to know I've got one friend left anyway, but...
She said she's going to bake up everything you like to eat. Going to have a big chocolate layer cake and fried chicken.
My goodness. Well, I started to tell you, Abner, I can't make it tonight.
Well, she's done got the stuff cooked, Lum. Wait a minute. You ain't letting that Snake Hogan make you come over to see Gussie again, are you?
Snake Hogan ain't making me do nothing. He ain't running my life.
Well, that's better.
They're having a special meeting of the lodge tonight.
Oh.
A whole bunch of fellers from the county seats coming out. We're going to put on a special initiation for them.
Well?
Natural, me being the high supreme loyal counselor, I've got to do that to lead my part of the initiation ceremony. Nobody else can take my place.
No, well, that's different. Sure.
I do hate to miss that meal. Special after Elizabeth being so nice to go to all that bother for me.
Oh, well, she'll understand. You can't miss the important lodge meeting like that, Lum.
Wait a minute, that was our ring. I'll get it.
If it's Elizabeth, why, you just explain to her why you can't come. She'll understand.
Yeah. Hello? Got 'em down store, bakery, and library. Oh. Yeah, this is him. Do what? Oh, well, I can't tonight. Well, I've got a special lodge meeting I've got to... Yeah, but this is a special meeting I've got to attend. There's some fellers coming out here from... Uh-huh. Yeah, but... Uh-huh. Well, yeah. All right, Snake, I'll be there. All right. It's 7 o'clock sharp. All right. Well, you don't have to threaten me. I'll be there. Goodbye.
What's the matter, Lum?
Why, I decided to take supper over to Hogan's this tonight. Gussie's cooking our meal time.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, Snake Hogan is seeing to it that the romance between his sister Gussie and Lum progresses steadily, if not very ardently. And Abner's efforts to extricate Lum from this unhappy alliance only serve to get him into it deeper. As we're looking on the little community today, we find the old fellows in their combined jot-em-down store, bakery, and library. Lum is on the telephone. Listen.
Yeah, well, I'll try to make it if I can. I got a heap of work to do here at the store. Yeah, it may keep me tied up all evening, Snake. You what? Oh, well, in that case, I reckon I can make it all right. Yeah, I'll be there, Snake. All right. Goodbye.
Hey, you going over to the Hoganses again tonight, Lum?
Yeah, I reckon so.
My doggies, you been over there for 3 nights hand running now.
I know, but Snake said it'd be a good idea for me to be over there this evening.
Well, you don't have to do everything that Snake Hogan says, do you?
No, I don't have to, but I don't know. When he gets that certain tone to his voice and says his sister Gussie is expecting me, it sounds just like he's talking out of the barrel of that gun he's always polishing.
Is he still polishing on that thing?
Yeah, every night he sits there in the rocker polishing the gun, telling the same jokes over and over.
Well.
And Gussie sits on the lounge and blushes and giggles the same way. Then Miss Hogan gets the stereoscope and shows me the same pictures.
Well.
Granny, I saw that picture of Niagara Falls 4 dozen times.
Yeah, more likely she keeps showing you that, sort of hinting that you take Gussie there on a honeymoon.
I wouldn't take Gussie to a dog fight.
Yeah, that's what they're doing it for, I bound you.
And I've seen them views of the Columbia Exposition in Chicago in 1900 or whenever it was, a jillion times.
Oh, they got them too?
Oh, my, yeah.
Well.
And I saw one picture there of a bear at the New York Zoo so many times he's beginning to seem like a member of my own family.
A member of your own family?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Lum, that couldn't have been a bear then.
Well, he's too a bear. I ought to know. I saw the picture enough times.
Yeah, but you couldn't have no bear for a real late Lum. You must not have looked good at that picture.
Well, Abner, I never meant that he was...
Maybe it's just some fella wearing one of them big fur coats, you know, one of them great biggins that covered the fella all up. That's more likely what it was.
Abner, it wasn't no fella...
I doggies, I bound you. That was that uncle of yours up there in Wisconsin, Uncle Zerny.
Uncle Zerny? Oh, I've
Yeah.
known him anywhere.
Well, don't you recollect? He sent you a picture of himself once, and he was wearing a big, heavy fur coat. And then he ripped you how they had to wear coats like that on account of how cold it gets up there.
Yeah, I recollect that, Abner, but...
I doggies, old Uncle Zerny. Well, I ain't thought about him for I don't know when. Reckon how Miss Hogan got a picture of him. Is her and him old friends?
I don't know. I hope not.
Well, they live awful far apart to me, I know that. Or maybe she met him when he taken that trip.
Trip? What trip?
Why, when he went from Wisconsin to New York. Didn't you say that picture showed him at the New York Zoo?
For goodness sake, Abner, can't you understand that there was a picture of a bear at the zoo?
Well, natural, there's bears at the zoo, Lum. There's all kinds of animals there. See, Lum, a zoo, that's a place where they keep animals and rhinoceroses and camels.
I know what a zoo is.
Yeah, well, that's more likely what Uncle Zerny went to New York for, just to see the animals. He always loved them, I know.
Far as I know, Uncle Zerny never went to New York.
Well, if he never went there, how could he get his picture taken there?
That wasn't him. It was a picture of a bear.
A bear went to New York? Oh, no. No bear could find his way from Wisconsin clean to New York. They don't know how to ride on trains and stuff.
Well, for goodness sakes, Abner, there's no use of me trying to explain it.
How far did the bear have to travel to get there, Lum?
Just forget about it, Abner. I've got enough trouble with having to explain things to you all the time.
Well, I still think you made a mistake now. You better look at that picture closer when you go over to the Hogan this tonight.
I ain't going over there.
You ain't?
Well, I mean, I wish I was.
Oh.
Anyway, Abner, I got to get out of this thing some way or other. I don't think I can stand sitting in that parlor looking at Gussie one more evening. I wish lightning would strike me or something.
Lightning? Oh, don't say that, Lum. That's liable to actually happen to you.
Well, compared to what I go through every night, it'd be a pleasure.
Yeah, but don't say that now, Lum. I know the feller over south of Cherry Hill. Well, I heard about him anyway. And he said if he weren't telling the truth about whatever he's talking about, the lightning ought to come down and strike him. And I bogus it weren't 5 minutes later that the lightning done it.
Pish posh.
It's the truth, according to the almanac. That's the truth. Anyway.
Well, it couldn't happen today. It ain't even raining.
Yeah, but they can have them electrical storms. Don't need no rain. I recollect one time
Wait a
it's
minute.
clear.
Look who's coming.
Huh?
There's that ferocious feller, Mousey Gray.
Oh, yeah.
What in the world that feller wants?
I don't know, no telling.
He's got something on his chest.
Yeah, keeps coming in here and saying he's mad at you, but he don't never tell you why.
Can't recollect nothing I ever done to him.
No.
Fact is, I hardly ever seen him. He sleeps all day and night watches over the mill all night.
Yeah.
Anyways, if he don't tell me what he's mad about today, I'm going to pick him up and just shake it out of him.
Oh, well, now, Lum, you can't pick on a little frail feller like him, you know.
Oh, I reckon I ought to do, but
Well,
just the same, it just don't mind.
I got very calm.
Well, hello there, Mousey.
Howdy, Lum. Abner?
Come on in, Mousey. Are you still mad at me today?
Yes, sir. I believe I'm madder than... Well, I guess I'm the maddest that I've ever been.
Well, just try and control yourself, Mousey. Don't let that temper of yours get out of control. Now, exactly what is your mad about, Mousey?
Well, it's about... Well, could I see you alone, Lum?
Alone?
Yes, sir.
I reckon so. Abner, step out in the feed room there and close the door.
Oh, I ain't going to listen to nothing, Lum.
Go on, Mousey wants to see me alone. Go on now, hurry up.
Dad, blame it, just when something gets interesting.
Hurry up, be sure you close the door good and tight.
I will. Dad, blame it all.
All right now, Mousey, what's this all about?
Well, it's about her, Lum.
Her?
Yes, sir. And I'm going to fight for her. Honest I am. Honest and true.
Well, who in the world are you talking about, her?
Why, Gussie, of course. She's my dream girl.
Gussie, your dream girl?
Yes, sir.
Well, swan to goodness. Granny, Mousey, I never heard Gussie mention nothing about you and her.
Oh, she doesn't know it yet. See, I never have even met her, but, well, she's my secret love.
Well, I do know.
You gave her a locket with in a loaf of bread, Lum, and, well, I'm just awful mad about it.
Well, now, wait, Mousey, that was just a mistake. I meant to give that locket to Miss Fredericks.
Excuses won't save you now, Lum. I've worked myself up into too much of a rage to stop now. Well, shall we start the fight?
Mousey, fight? Well, I think maybe you better go back over to the mill and think this over a little longer. No telling what a dangerous feller like you's liable to do.
No, sir. I can't go back without beating you up, Lum. The fellows wouldn't like it at all.
The fellers? You mean the fellers at the mill?
Yes, sir. See, I've failed several times, and they said if I came back again without having whipped you, I'd be a disgrace to the mill.
Oh, I see. Huh. That was sort of their idea.
Well, I helped some with it. Shall we start the fight now?
I reckon so, if it's going to help your standing at the mill.
Well, let's see now. Just how do we go about this? I never have had a fight before.
Well, I reckon the first thing to do is take off our coats.
Well, if you don't mind, I'd rather leave mine on. I take cold awful easy, Lum.
You do, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, I reckon we can leave them on then. Well, all right now.
Put your fist up in front of you.
My fist?
And double them up hard. That's it.
I hate to do this, Lum. I've always admired you so much.
I know, but you've got to do it for the fellers at the mill.
Yes, sir. And for Gussie.
Yeah, and for Gussie.
She's my dream girl.
Mm-hmm. I've had a few dreams about her myself. Well, come on. Better start hitting.
You don't think I'm too mad to fight, do you, Lum?
Oh, I think you can control yourself. Hurry up. I can't wait all day to get beat up.
Well, let's see now. Where do you think that I should hit you first?
Oh, I don't know. On the jaw, I reckon. That's always a good starter.
The jaw?
Yeah.
Like this?
Oh.
Hey, what's that? I heard something fall. What? Hey, Lum. Where's Lum?
Oh, he's on the floor there.
The floor? I noticed. He never ought to have said it. Come on, get some dirt. We got to throw some dirt on him.
Dirt? What for?
Why, you idiot, can't you see he's been struck by lightning?
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. When last we visited Pine Ridge, Mousey Gray had revealed that he was secretly in love with Snake Hogan's sister, Gussie. He considered Lum a rival, and therefore felt it his duty to engage Lum in a fight and to whip him. Well, Lum very obligingly helped Mousey get up enough nerve to strike the first blow. But that first blow landed on Lum's jaw and knocked him out. This prevented Lum from keeping a date with Gussie, which Snake had arranged for that evening. As we look in on a little community today, we find that Abner is looking after the Jot Down store alone. A man with heavy whiskers has just entered. Listen.
Well, how do you do, sir?
How do you do?
What can we do for... Wait a minute. What are you doing with them whiskers on, Lum?
How'd you know this was me?
Well, on account of you look like you, I reckon. What are them whiskers for? You going to be in a show or something?
Show?
Yeah, who's putting it on, the lodge?
Of course not. I'm just doing this for Snake Hogan.
For Snake Hogan? I doggy, that Snake has got you buffaloed, making you put on shows just special for him.
I ain't putting on no show for Snake. This is just a disguise so he won't know me when he sees me.
Well, naturally, you're supposed to dress up and stuff when you're in a show, Lum. What kind of fella are you in it, the Vivian?
Of course not.
Well, with that get-up on, I don't think you'd make a good hero, Lum. What's the name of the show?
For goodness sakes, Abner, I'm just wearing these whiskers so Snake won't find me and beat me up or shoot me for not going over to see Gussie last night like I was supposed to.
Oh, you never went over, huh?
No, I never.
Well, that's more like it. Why, Snake called up over to our place last night asking me if I'd saw you. He sounded awful mad, Lum. Awful mad.
Well, he was mad. I seen him carrying that gun around town looking for me.
Well, why didn't you go over? What, was you too busy practicing for the show?
Abner, there ain't gonna be no show.
There ain't? What's the matter? Was it called off?
Yeah, that's it. Called off.
Dad, blame it, I know Elizabeth and Pearl would love to have saw it. They just love shows. It's a shame, too, after you spent all last night rehearsing for it.
Abner, I never done no rehearsing for the show or nothing else. The reason I never went over to the Hoganses last night was on account of I had to stay home and put hot and cold packs on my jaw to try to keep the swelling down.
On your jaw?
Yeah, and I had to do it in the dark, too, so Snake wouldn't think I was home.
You mean your jaw swelled up where Mousey Gray hit you?
Mousey never hit me.
He never? Well, you said yesterday he did. Right when you come to, you told me that.
Well, I was still unconscientious then. I didn't know what I was saying.
Oh.
I just slipped and hit my head.
Yeah, well, you done that all right. Hit your head, but that was on the back of your head, Lum. You still got a big bump from that. Take off them whiskers there and let me see how bad your jaw looks.
Well, don't look so bad from the outside.
Don't, huh?
Mostly an internal injury, I think.
Oh.
There. Can you see where he hit me? Or where I fell?
Well, doggy, that is full of things. Well, now, reckon where a little feller like Mousey got enough strength to hit you that hard?
I don't know. More than likely he done it with a hammer or some tool he picked up over at the mill.
He did, huh?
Yeah, them fellers at the mill more likely told him to take something like that with him. They put him up to this whole thing, you know.
They did?
Yeah, they joshed that poor little Mousey over there something terrible. Somehow they found out he was secretly in love with Gussie, so they aggravated
Mousey is in love with Gussie?
Why, sure, didn't you know it?
Why, no, I never even knowed that he knowed Gussie.
Well, he don't. That's the only way you can be in love with that woman.
Oh.
But Mousey called her his dream girl.
Dream girl?
Writes poetry about her and all that stuff.
For the land's sake.
So the fellers over at the mill put the idea in his head that he ought to come over here and whip me because I was his rivals.
Well, I do know. Well, you never told me nothing about that yesterday, Lum.
We're still unconscientious, I tell you.
Oh.
And he liked to kill me with that sledgehammer or whatever it was he hit me with.
My doggy's Mousey Gray in love with Gussie.
Ain't that the limit?
Well, I reckon how he ever come to get an idea like that.
I don't know. He seen her picture of her or seen her once or twice at Sunday school or something. And he just had an idea that he's in love with her.
Well, I do know. I bound you them mill hands hear him saying something about her, and they knowed about Gussie being his dream warmer. No wonder they's joshing him. That's funny, you know.
Yeah, but they go too far with a thing like that. There ain't nothing funny about getting a feller to go over and hit another one with a big iron crowbar.
Iron crowbar?
Well, whatever it was he used on me. And them mill hands are going to josh Mousey into a heap of trouble one of these days. You mind what I tell you?
Yeah, they are.
They've already got me in trouble with Snake Hogan. Has he been around looking for me?
Well, he come in once early this morning.
Was he toting the gun?
Oh, yeah, did. He talked like he's awful mad, too, Lum.
Oh, wait a minute. Who's that coming?
Huh?
Tell him I ain't here, Abner. Tell him I went to last year, Mexico.
Well, wait a minute. Don't get excited. Come on back here. That's just Cedric.
Huh?
Cedric, he ain't after you for nothing, is he?
Oh, well, don't tell him nothing about Mousey knocking me out. I don't want that to get all over town.
Oh, no, I won't tell him nothing.
That would be the limit, letting Mousey clunk me.
Yeah, well, what does Cedric ask about your jaw being swole up there?
Tell him I hit myself with a stove lid while I was baking the bread today. Tell him anything. I don't
Stove lid, huh? Yeah, mind that way. There he comes.
Yeah, howdy, Cedric.
Yeah, come on in, Cedric.
Mr. Abner. Hello, Mr. Lum. Say, they're getting ahead of us over there at Cherry Hill.
Getting ahead of us?
Yes, Mom. They're right up to date over there.
Cherry Hill?
Yeah, they're putting in street lights over there now so they can have a blackout.
For the land's sakes. Well, that beats anything I ever heard of. I doggies on, we got to do something around here, too.
What's the matter with your jaw, Mr. Lum?
Oh, he hit himself with a stove lid this morning, Cedric.
Well, don't go telling stuff you don't have to tell, Abner.
Huh?
Stove lid?
Yeah, done it while he was baking the bread.
Where about you hit yourself, Mr. Lum?
It's right there on the jaw. See where it's swole up there?
I'll be dead blame. It must be right in the same place where Mousey Gray hit you.
Mousey?
Yes, Mom.
How did you know that, Cedric?
I heard it down there at the barber shop this morning. Everybody's talking about it.
They are.
Oh, my goodness.
That Mousey sure is a fighter, ain't he?
Oh, yeah, one lick, he knocked Lum clean out.
Hush up, Abner.
Well, it's the truth, ain't it?
It was an accident. Mousey's too little and light to hurt a fly.
Well, Mousey never said it was no accident. He said he done it on a purpose.
He did?
Yes, Mom. Told me all about it.
And is he going all over town blabbing everything?
Yes, Mom. I seen him just a little bit ago on his way over to the Hogan's.
The Hogan's is? Doggy, he actually got up north enough to go over and meet his dream woman at last, Lum.
I don't know nothing about that. He just said he was going over there and whip Mr. Snake.
Well, what Snake?
Oh, my goodness. Well, That's them mill hands again, Abner. They are putting him up to this around you.
Just as sure as the world.
More than likely, they told Mousey that Snake was again him being in love with Gussie.
Just about what they done, just to get him to start a fight with him.
Them fellers is going to fool around and get Mousey into trouble. Now, you watch what I tell you.
Well, he's done into it if he's going over there. He can't whip Snake, Hogan.
Of course he can't.
Well, he's the worst fighter in town.
That Snake will beat the everlasting daylights out of him.
Sure.
Tear him into little bitty pieces. Granny, we got to stop that, Abner. Cedric, how long did you see Mousey?
Oh, I don't know, about a half hour ago, I reckon.
Uh-oh. Too late to stop him then.
Yeah.
Get out of the way, Abner. I'm going to call Gussie and tell her to get Snake out of the house.
Yeah, well, wait a minute, Lum. You can't call over there. They'll find out where you're at.
I can't help it, Abner. I got to do this.
Well, Lum, that Snake will come over here with a gun and shoot this whole place up.
Ain't worry about that now. If let a terrible thing like this happen to Mousey, I don't care if he did clunk me yesterday.
Poor little feller.
Granny, I hope we ain't too late.
Oh, well, I hope not, too.
If they don't answer the phone, they must be fighting right now.
Ring 'em again. Maybe their batteries are down, Lum. Give 'em a hard ring. Poor little Mousey. Them fellas over there ought to...
Oh, hello, is Gussie there? Oh, this is Gussie. Well, this is Lum.
He's making a mess.
Lum Adder. Well, Gussie, Mousey's coming over there to your place. Mom? Oh, yes. Down there, huh?
Uh-oh, too late.
Out cold. Oh, my goodness. Well, are you sure the jaw's actual busted?
Oh, poor little Mousey.
You what? Oh, not showing up. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. Cedric's got a car. I'll send him over. No, he'll be glad to. Now, don't you worry, Gussie. He'll be right there. All right. Goodbye.
Is he hurt bad, Lum?
Cedric, get in your car and drive over to the Hoganses and pick up Mousey and Gussie and take them into the county seat right away.
Yes, Mom.
Is Gussie going with him to the hospital?
Hospital? They ain't going to the hospital. They're going to the courthouse.
Courthouse?
Yeah, Mousey knocked Snake out cold and busted his jaw. Now him and Gussie want to elope and get married. Hurry up, Cedric. Get going.
Hey, folks, are you getting enough vitamins A and D each day to take advantage of their full protective benefits? These short, dark days of winter, along with fewer green vegetables on the table, increase the need for additional vitamins A and D. Well, now the prices on vitamin A and D tablets are so low, you just can't afford to take any chances, can you? Because now, for a mighty reasonable cost, you can make sure that you and every member of your family get the full protective benefits of these two important vitamins. And the way to do it is to ask your druggist for one-a-day brand vitamin A and D tablets. When you take one-a-day vitamin A and D tablet each day, you make certain that you get your full normal daily requirements of these vitamins, for each tablet contains the same amount of vitamins A and D as are to be found in 2 whole teaspoonsful of cod liver oil, meeting minimum United States pharmacopoeia standards. So play safe and ask your druggist for convenient to take, pleasant to taste, reasonably priced, one-a-day brand vitamin A and D tablets right away. Now, they're guaranteed by the makers of Alka-Seltzer your assurance of uniformly high quality. And say, you better get yourself a package of Alka-Seltzer tablets, too. You never know when you need the relief they offer.